Good morning on what is a cool, bright but sunny day. It is Monday the 5th of September. I have a nice hot cup of tea. And, of course, a cat who is not ours. And a parcel to unbox. So let's get to it. What this which is Triumphant, superheroic role-playing game, revised and expanded from Beyond Belief Games. Triumphant, the superheroic role-playing game. Triumphant, the superhero role-playing game, superheroic role-playing action at its best. Triumphant. It has straightforward character generation by location, or determined randomly if you prefer. Most of the powers you'd expect to see in a superheroic RPG, plus it's simple to add more if needed. Powers used to both attack and defend. Zap down that power, blast with your laser eyes. Rules for hazards and disasters, vehicles, minions and more. A modest sample setting, sovereign city with adventure ideas to get your campaign underway in minutes. Be the hero of your own story. Let's have a look at gone on my lap. Okay, it's just a lot easier than so we've got the credits list here, and then we get into contents and basics explanation of what this is, and the dice, and so you think you're a superhero. Explaining essentially the basics of the game, and before getting to all the key terms, nice and simple, quick explanation beforehand before you start, so you know what you're going in to the rest of the book, which obviously isn't a great, it's not a thick book, but to just grounds everything. Character creation, and we're talking about archetypes. And we've got a full list of possible archetypes, so acrobat, agent, elementalist, slasher, mimic, ninja, weaponeer, magician, all listed there. And then you decide upon the character's backstory, campaign level, and then we get started on the actual abilities down there. So you've got power level table there. Yes, you are lovable and you deserve a fuss. You are the superhero of this own garden, alright? Or super cat. And then description of taking damage, and we've got stats like ego, health, mobility, so abilities are bounced over, sort of like how to allocate your dice, priority dice, running of your character, and how your conditions are used. So sort of a dice pool kind of system there that I'm guessing. And then sort of damage is taken to the point where you've got two conditions. You've got conditions, 1 at 0, 1 at 2 at 0, 3, and so on. And it does discuss the possibility here of game tone and death. Past skills and skill specializations, and how you use skills versus powers, syncing skills with your headquarters, so you can have a base of operations as well, and syncing them with powers and so on. Then we've got description of skills, so academics, animal handling, fine arts, craft, medical, all the sort of things that you need. Then we have powers. Powers is, of course, one of the most important parts of the superhero. The characters, basically, because essentially what sets him apart from ordinary men and women. So Descriptions of all the powers. There's the power list there. So actually not quite a short list of powers available. So let's continue. Sorry, the first list there. Continue there, but still not a very long list. I'm not sure I would have put that over 2 pages. That's a little potentially a little awkward, you know, like flipping back and forth to see the full list, given its actual size. But nice use of sort of like the central part of the page there. Still got things like absorption, adaptation, borrowing, density control, deflection, duplication, elemental form, elemental control, elasticity, X-ray vision, magic sense. They're all in here. Flight, and so on. So I'm just going to flip through those. Magic powers, mind blast, mind control, summoning, super genius, super shooting. You know, if you want to be a hyper shot, as it were. Teleportation, time manipulation, and then you can add in limitations as well. So things like ablative and activation, touch only, debilitating. Oh, sorry, cat, I didn't mean to bonk you on the nose, but you are in the field of vision, aren't you? We've got benefits and drawbacks, and those essentially describing there as a guide for roleplay, a help or a hindrance, changing benefits or drawbacks and so on. So companions, cipher, contacts, just the thing, needs no sleep, essentially all the type of benefits. And then we get into drawbacks like dark secret, arch enemy, public identity, and then we have actual examples. So all of this is devoted to sort of like character creation, because you've got so many different elements of the characters. So you've got the abilities, then the superpowers, and the skills, and so on, benefits and drawbacks. Kind of a classic sort of superhero role-playing game. Then we have character creation example. So I always appreciate if they put one of those in there. It's always useful before we get into the action. Yes, I'm afraid the book takes precedent. He's definitely going to have to move my next video, because there's a big box there. So we're using Triumph dice and extended tasks. So task resolution. So essentially, you roll the die type and you have the skill or the power. And most people have a D4 as their skills. Exceptionally, people have a D6 or even a D8. And then it goes up all the way up to a D10. So essentially, you're rolling that to score. I don't know whether it rolls high or right low. Right, no, it's not. Let's have a look. Essentially, in addition, you have Triumph dice, pool of dice. You can pull for extra dice. So we have fighting and go to fighting. NPCs, extras, stubborn extras, bruisers, and minor league superheroes. So you can have sidekicks and thugs and the like. He's still giving me a look when I do that. And then we get into downtime. So there are a lot, and what I like about this is downtime is covering all the sort of things you could imagine a superhero doing in his or her downtime. So it might be charities, work with the dependents, justice or patrolling, getting psychotherapy, because fighting all those supervillains can't always be good. Just having relaxing and having some recreation, that sort of time. Research and development, of course. So, you know, and training, because obviously, you know, if you're a Batman analog, you have to keep up your skills. And then you can possibly to add powers to your HQ. So you can have skill. You can basically improve your headquarters. And I've got an example of that there. So lots of actually good examples. Things here that we've got building equipment and gear that you might want to use whilst you're being a superhero. And then the GM section covers everything from combat, using the scenery, innocent bystanders, collateral damage, all elements you're going to face, you know, in downtown, wherever. So special hazards and natural disasters, origins of the disaster, types of disasters, because superheroes are always thwarting disasters. And then we've got an example of combating such a hazard, so they'll obviously play quite an important role in the game. Supervillains and villains. Supervillains have their own villainy dice. And then designing adventures, and so for example, starting with sort of like broad strokes and NPC, or the hook, and start with the plot and so on, and building from those to create something that would challenge your players and their characters, and this is in a section on where to get your ideas. And then we've got a list of sample characters, so NPCs, critters, vehicles, and sample superiors. Before we got onto, we've got appendices for random character generation. And all the tables in one place, and a player character cheat sheet. So yeah, this is Triumphant superheroic role-playing game. Let's see if I can actually. Doesn't actually. Also, this is designed by Simon Washbourne. So I just couldn't spot a name. So it's available on drive-through rpg.com. So I want to thank him for sending that to me. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, you've got comments or feedback. I appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to see me out here with a parcel containing a game or a book, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea, as well as a cat who's not ours. He's gone and decided to sit down there. Then please do hit that subscribe button. But, in the meantime, thanks again for watching another unboxing of the Nook. I'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.